My beloved child, pause for a moment and breathe. Something important is unfolding around you, and this message reached you for a reason you may not yet understand. Life has a mysterious way of revealing truths when the heart is finally ready to hear them. And right now, your heart is closer to that moment than you realize. There are seasons in life when everything feels calm on the surface, yet deep inside, something whispers that a hidden story is quietly moving behind the scenes. You may have sensed it already. Maybe through small changes in energy. Maybe through subtle silence where warmth once lived. These signs are not here to hurt you, they are here to awaken your awareness. But listen carefully, because what you are about to understand is not meant to break you. It is meant to open your eyes to a deeper truth about love, trust, and the powerful direction your life is taking. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Sometimes when two hearts walk together, their paths grow in different ways. Not because one heart is evil, and not because destiny has abandoned you. It happens because human emotions are complex, and people sometimes lose clarity about what they truly value. And during those moments of confusion, actions can happen that feel distant, unexpected, or difficult to understand. Yet here is the surprising truth. The universe does not allow hidden stories to stay hidden forever. Little by little, life begins revealing signs. Quiet signs. Gentle signals. Moments that make you pause and ask yourself questions you once ignored. Have you noticed subtle changes recently? A different tone in conversations. A strange silence where there used to be excitement. A feeling that something unspoken is floating in the air. These are not accidents. They are signals asking you to pay attention to your inner wisdom. Don't skip, because the next part of this message may change the way you see everything. There is something remarkable about your spirit. Even when your mind doubts, your intuition keeps observing. Your heart quietly collects pieces of truth long before the full picture becomes clear. You are not weak for sensing something unusual. In fact, it shows how deeply aware you truly are. And awareness is the first step toward transformation. But here is the deeper revelation. Sometimes when someone we love becomes distracted by another connection, it is not the end of our story. It is a turning point. A moment where life begins asking important questions. Questions like: what kind of love do you truly deserve? What kind of energy should surround your life? What kind of respect should walk beside your heart? These questions are powerful, and they are slowly guiding you toward a new chapter that is far bigger than you realize right now. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, you may feel uncertainty. You may feel confusion about what is real and what is only imagination. That is natural. When emotions are involved, the mind becomes a storm of thoughts. But storms never last forever. And as this storm slowly clears, clarity begins to appear like sunlight after a long night. Here is what many people never realize: when life reveals uncomfortable truths, it is not punishing you. It is protecting you. It is redirecting you toward a path where your heart can grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the love that truly belongs in your life. Your story is not collapsing. It is evolving. And this evolution is preparing something meaningful for your future. Stay till the end, because what comes next may help you understand why this moment appeared in your life exactly now. Think about the strength inside you. Think about the experiences you have already survived. Every challenge you faced before shaped your resilience, your compassion, and your ability to rise again. You were never meant to stay small. You were never meant to accept confusion forever. You were meant to discover your own worth with crystal clarity. And sometimes, the universe places situations in front of us that force us to see our value in ways we never noticed before. This is one of those moments. But the most surprising part has not been revealed yet. Because what is happening around you right now is not only about someone else's actions. It is also about the powerful transformation quietly beginning inside you. A transformation that will change the direction of your emotional world. A transformation that will reveal who truly belongs beside you. And in the next part of this message, something deeper will unfold. Something that may help you understand why certain connections shift, why certain truths surface, and why your life is preparing for a future that may be far brighter than you imagine today. Do not look away from this moment. Stay present with it. Because the next revelation is closer than you think, and it may explain why this message reached you exactly when your heart was ready to hear it. For a long time, something inside you may have been quietly observing the small changes that others might overlook. Not loud signs, not dramatic moments, but subtle shifts that only a sensitive heart can notice. The kind of shifts that make you pause in silence and wonder why the energy between two people feels slightly different than before. This is where your awareness begins to grow. Many people ignore these feelings. They push them aside and convince themselves that everything is exactly the same. But your heart has been more honest with you. It has been listening carefully to the quiet language of intuition. And intuition is never random. Sometimes it whispers long before the truth becomes visible. Stay till the end, because something important is slowly revealing itself through this moment. When two people share a connection, they create an emotional space together. That space holds trust, memories, dreams, and expectations. But human emotions are not always steady. There are times when someone becomes distracted by attention they did not expect. Moments when curiosity leads them into conversations or situations they never planned. And during those moments, confusion can quietly enter their mind. It does not always mean that love disappears instantly. Often it means that someone has lost clarity about what truly matters. This confusion can lead them into choices that feel distant or unusual to the person who loves them deeply. And that is why your heart has been sensing something different. Not because you are imagining things, but because your awareness has been carefully observing the emotional atmosphere around you. Don't skip, because the deeper truth behind this moment is still unfolding. Here is something many people never talk about. When someone becomes emotionally distracted by another connection, it often reveals more about their own inner uncertainty than about your worth. Your value does not change because someone else becomes confused. Your kindness does not lose its beauty because someone else forgets how rare it is. Your heart remains powerful, even when someone else temporarily loses direction. And this is where your journey begins to shift. Instead of seeing yourself through the lens of someone else's behavior, life begins encouraging you to look inward and recognize your own strength. You are not here to chase clarity. You are here to embody it. Something huge is waiting for you. Think carefully about the moments when you first started noticing changes. Perhaps there were conversations that felt slightly shorter. Perhaps attention began to drift in ways that once felt impossible. These moments are not meant to create pain. They are invitations to awareness. Awareness allows you to step back and observe the bigger picture of your life. And when you step back, something remarkable happens. You begin to realize that your story is much larger than one person's choices. Your life contains countless possibilities that are still unfolding. Paths you have not yet explored. Connections you have not yet discovered. Strength you have not yet fully recognized. Stay till the end, because this next realization may change the way you see your situation completely. There is a quiet law of life that many people only understand after years of experience. Every relationship is a mirror. Sometimes that mirror reflects love, growth, and harmony. Other times it reflects areas where healing, honesty, and clarity are needed. But the mirror never appears without purpose. Right now, the situation you are sensing is reflecting something important, the value of emotional truth. Truth may arrive slowly, but it always brings freedom. When truth enters a situation, illusions disappear. Confusion begins to fade. And the heart finally gains the ability to move forward with dignity and wisdom. That is why this moment is not here to trap you in sadness. It is here to guide you toward emotional power. Don't skip, because something meaningful is still approaching. Imagine standing at a crossroads in your life. Behind you are memories that shaped who you are today. Moments of laughter, moments of trust, moments when you believed the connection between you and another person would remain steady forever. But in front of you, a new direction is beginning to appear. At first it may feel uncertain. Yet uncertainty is often the doorway to transformation. Because when the heart steps into uncertainty, it also steps into possibility. Possibility for deeper self-respect. Possibility for stronger emotional boundaries. Possibility for the kind of love that recognizes your true worth without hesitation. This is where your power begins to awaken. You are not powerless in this situation. In fact, your calm awareness gives you more strength than you realize. While others may act out of confusion, you have the opportunity to act with wisdom. Wisdom means observing without rushing to conclusions. Wisdom means respecting your feelings without allowing them to control your peace. Wisdom means remembering that your heart deserves honesty and clarity. And as you hold on to that wisdom, something extraordinary begins happening inside you. Your confidence starts growing again. Your sense of self begins strengthening. Your emotional world becomes calmer and clearer. Stay till the end, because the next revelation may help you understand why this moment appeared in your life exactly now. Life has a mysterious way of bringing hidden truths into the light at the exact moment we are ready to see them. Not earlier, and not later. Right now, you are becoming someone who can face reality without losing compassion. Someone who can recognize complicated emotions without losing self-respect. Someone who can move forward without bitterness. This transformation is rare. Many people spend years trapped in cycles of confusion because they refuse to acknowledge what their intuition is telling them. But you are different. Your heart is beginning to awaken to a deeper level of emotional awareness. And that awareness is preparing you for something beautiful that still lies ahead. Because here is the most surprising truth of all. Sometimes when a connection begins to shift, it is not the end of your happiness. It is the beginning of your alignment with the kind of love that truly matches your spirit. The kind of love that values honesty. The kind of love that respects your presence. The kind of love that grows stronger instead of distant. And as you move through this moment with patience and clarity, the path toward that kind of love becomes clearer. Something huge is waiting for you right now. The most powerful thing you can do is remain grounded in your own energy. Do not rush to react. Do not allow assumptions to control your peace. Observe. Reflect. Trust the quiet wisdom inside your heart. Because the next part of this message will reveal something even deeper, something that may help you understand why certain people enter our lives, why some connections shift unexpectedly, and why the universe sometimes guides us through uncomfortable truths before revealing the future that truly belongs to us. And when that understanding arrives, you may see this entire situation in a completely new light. Something within the rhythm of your life has been quietly preparing you for this moment, even if you did not recognize it at first. Life rarely shouts its lessons. Instead, it reveals them through quiet shifts, subtle realizations, and emotions that slowly rise to the surface until they can no longer be ignored. And right now, you are standing in one of those rare moments where awareness begins to open a new door inside your heart. For a long time, you may have believed that love means holding on tightly. That love means protecting the connection no matter what changes appear around you. But as time passes, life gently teaches a deeper truth. Real love does not survive through fear or confusion. Real love survives through honesty, clarity, and mutual respect. When those elements remain strong, a connection grows stronger every day. But when confusion begins to enter the space between two people, something important must happen. Truth must rise. Stay till the end, because the truth that is slowly unfolding in your life carries a message that is far more powerful than you might expect. There is a strange moment that sometimes appears in relationships, a moment when silence speaks louder than words. It is not always dramatic. It is not always obvious to the outside world. But to the heart that is truly paying attention, it becomes impossible to ignore. You may have felt it in small pauses during conversations. You may have sensed it in the way attention shifted without explanation. You may have noticed the energy between you becoming slightly distant, even when nothing specific was said. These moments are not meant to make you feel lost. They are meant to awaken your understanding of emotional truth. And here is something many people never realize. When someone becomes distracted by another connection, the real story is rarely simple. It is often a reflection of inner confusion, emotional curiosity, or a temporary search for validation. But none of those reasons define your worth. Your value remains exactly the same. Your heart remains exactly as powerful as it has always been. Don't skip, because the next realization may completely change the way you see this situation. Sometimes the person who seems distant is not fully aware of the ripple effect their actions create. They may believe they are simply exploring their feelings, trying to understand themselves, or following a moment of curiosity. But while they move through their own uncertainty, your heart continues searching for stability. And this difference in emotional direction creates tension. Yet even within that tension, something remarkable is happening. You are learning to see your own emotional strength. You are learning that your peace does not depend entirely on someone else's choices. You are learning that your heart has the ability to rise above confusion and move toward clarity. And that realization is incredibly powerful. Because once you understand your own strength, no situation can truly diminish your spirit. Something huge is waiting for you. Think about the journey your heart has already traveled. Every experience, every relationship, every moment of trust and disappointment has shaped the wisdom you carry today. Nothing in your life has been meaningless. Even the moments that felt uncertain have contributed to the person you are becoming. Right now, you are stepping into a deeper level of awareness about what kind of love truly belongs in your life. Love is not meant to leave you questioning your value. Love is not meant to create endless confusion. Love is meant to bring a sense of calm, understanding, and emotional safety. And when you recognize this truth, you begin to see your relationships through a new lens. You begin asking different questions. Not questions filled with fear, but questions filled with clarity. Questions like, does this connection honor my heart? Does this relationship encourage honesty and respect? Does this bond help both people grow stronger together? These questions are not signs of doubt. They are signs of maturity. They show that your heart is evolving beyond blind attachment and moving toward conscious love. Stay till the end, because the next insight may reveal why this moment is actually preparing your life for something far greater than you expected. There is a powerful shift that occurs when someone chooses awareness over denial. When you stop pretending everything is perfect and instead allow yourself to see reality clearly, something inside you becomes stronger. Your intuition becomes sharper. Your emotional boundaries become healthier. Your ability to recognize genuine love becomes clearer. And as this shift continues, you begin realizing that your life is not defined by one moment of uncertainty. Your life is defined by the choices you make moving forward. Choices rooted in dignity. Choices rooted in self-respect. Choices rooted in the understanding that your heart deserves a connection built on honesty. But here is the surprising part that many people overlook. Sometimes when a relationship faces a moment of truth, two paths appear. One path leads to growth and renewed understanding, where both people recognize the importance of honesty and work together to rebuild trust. The other path leads to separation, where both individuals continue their journeys in different directions, carrying the lessons they have learned. Neither path is a failure. Both paths are part of life's natural evolution. And whichever direction your story takes, it will guide you toward a future that aligns more closely with your authentic self. That is why this moment is not the end of anything meaningful. It is a crossroads. A turning point where clarity begins replacing confusion. Where emotional strength begins replacing uncertainty. Where your heart begins moving toward the kind of connection that truly respects its depth. Don't skip, because the next revelation may help you understand something truly remarkable. The universe has a way of aligning people with the lessons they need most. Sometimes those lessons arrive through joy. Sometimes they arrive through unexpected challenges. But every lesson carries the same purpose, to guide you closer to the life that truly belongs to you. Right now, the lesson unfolding in your life is teaching you the value of emotional truth. It is reminding you that your heart deserves transparency. It is reminding you that love should feel steady, not confusing. And most importantly, it is reminding you that your future still holds beautiful possibilities that you have not yet seen. Because the story of your life is far from finished. There are still connections waiting to enter your world. There are still experiences waiting to shape your happiness. There are still moments of love, laughter, and understanding that your heart has not yet discovered. Something huge is waiting for you. And in the next part of this message, something deeper will begin to unfold. A realization about why certain connections reveal hidden truths, why emotional awakenings happen exactly when they do, and how your life may soon move toward a chapter that feels more aligned with your true worth than anything you have experienced before. The next part may reveal the most important piece of this entire journey. A quiet realization is beginning to rise within you now, the kind that does not arrive all at once, but unfolds slowly, like the first light of morning touching the horizon. For a long time you may have searched for certainty outside yourself, looking for clear signs in someone else's behavior, hoping for simple answers to complicated feelings. But the deeper truth is starting to become visible. Clarity does not come from chasing explanations. Clarity comes from listening to the wisdom already growing inside your heart. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a powerful moment in every emotional journey when a person realizes that their peace is more valuable than any temporary confusion. This moment is not loud. It does not appear with dramatic announcements. Instead, it arrives quietly, almost gently, when your spirit begins choosing calm awareness over endless questioning. You may be reaching that moment now. For days, weeks, or perhaps even longer, your mind may have wandered through different possibilities. You may have asked yourself why things feel different. You may have tried to understand the silence, the distance, or the subtle shifts in attention. But as you stand here now, something important is changing inside you. Your focus is slowly returning to yourself. And this is where true strength begins. Don't skip, because what you are about to understand can change the direction of your emotional world. When people face uncertainty in love, they often believe the most important question is, what is the other person doing? But the deeper question is something far more powerful. Who am I becoming through this experience? Because every emotional challenge carries a hidden opportunity for growth. It teaches patience. It teaches self-respect. And most importantly, it teaches you to value your own peace. Right now, life is inviting you to step into a new level of awareness where your happiness is no longer dependent on guessing someone else's intentions. Instead, your happiness begins growing from your own clarity. Something huge is waiting for you. Think back to the very beginning of this message. There was a reason it appeared in your life at this exact moment. Not yesterday. Not weeks ago. But now, when your heart is ready to see the bigger picture. The situation you are sensing around you is not only about someone else's actions. It is also about the awakening of your inner strength. And that awakening changes everything. Because when you truly recognize your worth, the entire way you experience relationships begins to shift. You stop accepting uncertainty as normal. You stop ignoring the signals your intuition gently sends you. You stop shrinking your needs just to keep someone close. Instead, you begin standing calmly in the truth of who you are. And when a person stands in that truth, something remarkable happens. The world around them begins responding differently. Stay till the end, because the next insight may reveal why this turning point in your life carries more meaning than you realize. There are moments when relationships reach a quiet crossroads. A point where both people must decide whether their connection will grow stronger through honesty or drift further apart through confusion. This decision does not always happen through dramatic conversations. Sometimes it happens through small choices made day by day. Choices about attention. Choices about transparency. Choices about respect. And these choices slowly reveal the true direction of a connection. But here is the important truth: you do not need to force clarity. Clarity naturally reveals itself over time. What matters most is how you respond during the waiting. You can respond with worry, or you can respond with calm awareness. You can respond with fear, or you can respond with quiet confidence in your own value. And the more you choose calm awareness, the more powerful your presence becomes. Because people sense when someone respects themselves. They feel it in the way you carry your energy. They notice it in the way you speak, the way you listen, and the way you protect your peace. Your strength does not come from controlling situations. Your strength comes from knowing who you are. Don't skip, because something meaningful is approaching in this realization. The moment you truly understand your worth, you stop chasing answers that should arrive naturally. You begin trusting that truth always finds its way into the open. You begin trusting that the right connections will stand strong in honesty. And you begin trusting that your life is guiding you toward the kind of love that matches your spirit. Because your heart was never meant to live in confusion. Your heart was meant to experience a connection that feels clear, supportive, and genuine. That kind of connection exists. But it often appears only after we learn the lessons that prepare us to recognize it. And right now, this moment in your life is one of those lessons. Something huge is waiting for you. As this awareness continues growing inside you, the way you see the situation around you will slowly change. Instead of feeling trapped in uncertainty, you will begin seeing possibilities. Possibilities for honest conversations. Possibilities for emotional growth. Possibilities for new chapters that feel lighter and more aligned with your true self. Because life never closes one emotional door without quietly preparing another path forward. And sometimes that path leads to deeper understanding between two people who choose honesty again. Other times it leads to a completely new chapter filled with connections that feel naturally peaceful. Both outcomes carry value. Both outcomes carry lessons. And both outcomes can guide you toward a life where your heart feels respected and understood. Stay till the end, because the final realization of this message is approaching. Everything that has unfolded around you recently is helping you see something essential. You are stronger than confusion. You are wiser than uncertainty. And you are far more valuable than any moment of emotional distraction that may appear around you. Your story is not defined by someone else's temporary choices. Your story is defined by the way you rise, learn, and continue moving forward with dignity. And as you continue walking this path with calm awareness, something beautiful begins forming in your future.